Stage look, courtesy of the Countdown.
And it wasn't until I did tap into this way of sort of stream of consciousness writing and sort of that accelerated pace in which you just sort of like a frenzied way of writing that I knew that, you know, it's in retrospect now that I realize how I hadn't really tapped into my true voice, pardon the pun.
How long before you screw it?
Stylistically, the difference between the music that I did when I was younger compared to now is that a lot of the music that I wrote back then was for the sake of entertainment, and it was much safer. I don't think I was secure enough and fearless enough to be as unadulterated as I was on this record. Everyone has a particular spirit that they're instilled with when they're born, and mine, I guess, was very, very hungry for knowledge and has this sort of insatiable appetite for growing, so.
What it all comes down to is that everything's gonna be quite alright.
Alanis, what was it like out there?
It was really great. We were all very connected. All of us were, we came together, as they say. No, it's nice.
Easy circumstances.
No, I mean, it's a trippy show, and the people were really sweet, very attentive.
Now, you're on the same bill as some of rock's greatest legends. Also feel like performing with Dylan and Clapton, The Who.
It's great for me just because I'm the youngster of the group, and I get to rediscover them. You know, a lot of, well, when Quadrophenia first came out, I guess I was minus 1 year old, so I think for me this is a chance to discover them for the first time, really.
And did any of them inspire you in your work?
I love Bob Dylan. I mean, they're all great, obviously. Bob Dylan in particular, I just love his stream of consciousness way of writing. It's great.
And what do you think as Hyde Park as a venue? Because it's the first rock concert here for 20 years. Did it feel good out there?
Yeah, great venue. It's the ultimate venue, I think.
And a crowd of 150,000, what's it feel like in front of that quantity of people?
It feels good. I mean, I like communicating, whether it's to one person in a room or to 2 or 200,000. It doesn't really matter. I mean, ultimately, all we want is for people to be attentive. It's like a conversation with how I sing and with how we play. It's like a conversation, and all you want from people is for them to give them your energy for 5 or 20 or 45 minutes. So they did that. It was sweet.
Brilliant. You. Thanks very much.
All right.
So you were a teen TV star. You've put out records before. You've had awards before. But can anything prepare you to a huge success like that?
I think the fact that I went through what I did go through when I was 15 made it so that I wouldn't completely lose my mind in this kind of an environment, actually. I think I probably would have been able to handle it had I not been through what I'd been through before, but it definitely was a good practice ground, and it taught me about different motivations and what my priorities were. And when I first started writing songs when I was 10 or 11, I wrote because I wanted to write music. And as I got older, it was for the sake of performing and entertaining and you know, having an audience react positively and smile. And then as I got older, I realized that that wasn't very fulfilling. And for that reason, I just wrote for my own reasons, very stability. And when you're on the road in particular, I think the way that you don't go insane is to leave a little bit of room for insanity. So every now and again I lose my mind completely, and then I come back and I'm okay again. Contradiction people may see as far as the difference between myself off and on stage is the contradiction between my conscious self and my subconscious self.
Okay.
My subconscious is, and my conscious self is happy. So, you know, they fight all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's becoming a little more obvious. So.
And makes great songs.
Sure. Art, I think self-indulgence leads to good art if a person is compelled to write something because they can't help it. I think I'd ultimately like to write the next record in the same concentrated amount of time as this last one, so I believe that I'll probably start from scratch when I get back in the studio again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For your previous album, we could feel a lot of anger and frustration that had to come out, like you exploded. So in what spirit or in what mood you feel you're writing this time?
Unfortunately, I still feel as though I'm repressing a few things, so I think there will be some over emotion in the next record, I think, whether I wanted it to be there or not. I think it'll always be in my music just because it's part of my nature to not always, I don't yell at people, I don't release a lot, so music has become one of my main outlets. So I think that element will always be there. I know that at some point I will calm down and get a little older and will calm. So my music, I think, will just go along with wherever I'm at the time, which has been in keeping with where I started when I was 9 up until now. My music has always been a direct reflection of where my mindset was at. So.